Today I'm going to try to free up the passenger side window on the 1997 Ford Ranger. Right now the passenger side window is really slow going up and down, so I'm guessing that it's probably the window guides, might need some extra lubrication, and maybe the tracks too. To take off this door panel, first you need to go after two screws that are right underneath the door handle itself. The bottom will pull out easily. The top, you just get your fingers underneath in here. Yank. There you go. You just pop in through these slots here. Now the next step is take off all the wire and harness that's on your buttons, and then you can take off that plastic piece and remove the whole door panel. To take these switches out and disconnect this harness that's right here, you're going to probably want to push the whole switch itself out first, pop it right through the plastic, out through this side, and that'll allow you to get after the connectors that are on this side and in the back that you can't see. That's the only way to take that wire and harness off. So what you need to do is you need to push in these little tabs to pop it through. They are a little bit of a pain. I just pop the two little tabs in and pop this guy out. Now you can wiggle them some. Now when you can actually see the whole switch, you can see that there's actually a tab here that you're going to need to pop to take off the wires. And there's a little tab here on the other side that you couldn't get to that you need to just pop off too. Push out a little bit and then you can take it right off the switch. Now we have that plastic piece taken off and put over here on the seat. Now I'm going to go after actually taking off the actual door panel itself. There's going to be one screw here, and there should also be one screw hidden in behind that carpet right around in there. And I think that might be it for this truck. I thought there should be two screws up on this side, but we'll see. I'll show you afterwards. Now I'm going to pop off the actual door panel itself. So, you just grab onto it, give it a slight upwards push, and then it'll actually just slide right in. There we go. So it was only one screw around this area and one in the very bottom area. Now we need to take off all this plastic stuff. Make sure you don't rip it, because it is kind of important to keep that there. It seals out moisture so it doesn't get too much condensation inside of the door. So try not to rip the plastic. Alright, we'll need to pop out this little guy right here. Pop him out, it's just a little plastic anchor that's in there. Pry him out with a screwdriver. Try to be a little bit gentle, that way maybe I could reuse it. There we go. Still has some of its little barbs on it. Alright, now go. I'll show you the insides a little bit. There we go. This would be one of the main gears right here. That allows your window to go up and down. That'll be connected to your motor. This guy right here is one of your sliders. And then inside there, if you see that thing that looks kind of felt-like, that is one of your window slides. Or guides, whichever one. Just remember that that's a type of rubber plastic, so you're better off to use some sort of silicone grease or silicone spray. There's the other slide. Window motor is down here. There we go. Alright. Now I've taken off the bottom slide or guide that's on this side of the door right here. They come in two pieces, so you have one on the bottom and then you have one that does all the top section all the way over to the other side, and then over here you have another one that'll go up and down just for half the door. Usually ends up sticking against that folded in little middle piece right there, because that's where the very edge of your window will end up rubbing. When you end up pushing this window guide back in, make sure that you actually push it all the way in. If it feels too easy to push in, it's probably because it's not all the way in. That metal that you see on the edges of the actual guide tray ends up pushing into the edges of this. So here's the back of it, and it pushes, there's the front, it pushes into the little tabs here. So make sure you actually push it all the way into that, and then it'll feel like it doesn't move any further, and you'll know that it's all the way. The guide that's over on this side is going to be quite a pain in the butt to try to take off. It is different than this one. It's quite different from this side. So what I'm going to do is instead I'm going to try to clean inside that through the side of this door here, through that hole right in here. This is actually a sliding surface here. All around this whole thing is sliding, so if you could clean it up, that'd be great. Because if you look up in here, there you go, that's one of the slides. I'm guessing it's nylon or Teflon or something. Anyway, so you can see some of this old dark grease that's on there, it's all dried up and that. So clean that off and spray it up. And if you look up just a little further, right up in there, that's your other sliding channel. Things slide from left to right on that one, and up and down on this one. It's just the way the whole mechanics work as the window goes up and down. Now remember, the battery is disconnected right now and the window is still fully up, so that's why I'm able to get after everything in here. To clean off this rail right here, all I'm using is just a El Cheapo little wire brush. You just need to kind of buff it off to try to take off some of that black that's on there. That's actually old grease and some of the Teflon that's rubbing off. That makes it sticky, and then I'll be lubing that guy up afterwards. When you're cleaning off this slider here, make sure that you actually get the sides of the slider, both sides, and the inside. It's actually like a C-channel, so clean all inside there too. There's a shot of what some of the old grease looks like, that yellow, orange kind of sticky stuff. It's very sticky. If you see it, it's actually sticking to my finger partially. I'm going to wait until the very end to grease them. That way I could get up inside there without getting grease all over myself. Alright, I just finished moving the window partway down now. So you can see there it's just about a little bit more than halfway down. Now you can see all the top section of those slider pieces. I'll be cleaning those all up, same as inside of that channel down there. Clean that all up really nice. Might need to move the window up or down a little bit. Don't spray the middle, because, well, you don't need to, and that'll just end up putting crap all over your window. So just the sides,